We've all been asked the question, what do you want to do with your life? What do you want to be? What do you want to accomplish? And I can remember as a young boy being asked this question, my answer was, I want to be a pizza man. And why? Because when I went to JJ's Pizza, I'd watch the guy in the back toss the pizza in the air, and I thought that that'd be cool and be fun. And then as I got older, I had an interest in flying, and I thought that I'd be a pilot because it'd be fun, but at this point I realized that I also had to have a job that paid well, and I thought that being a pilot would pay me well. For some of us, the question of what do you want to do with your life, it's exciting. We get to dream about what our future will be like. But for others of us, it's depressing, outright scary when we hear those words because we have no idea about what we want to do, or we believe that it's impossible to do the things that we dream of. And then for others, maybe you find yourself in a place where you think you've missed the boat, where you've pursued the wrong thing with your life and now it's just too late to change. For those of you with kids, maybe you ask yourself the question, what do I want my kids to do when they grow up? And we worry about their futures. We push them to get good grades in school, to be the best in their sport, so that they can achieve something with their lives. But see, the whole time, we've been asking the wrong question. What do I want to do? What do we want to do? What do you want to do with your life? When we should be asking before the Lord on our knees, Lord, what did you create me to do? What did you create me to be? What did you create my kids to do? What did you create my kids to be? What should I do for work? What should I spend my time doing? Who should I spend my time with? Lord, what should I spend my money on? Lord, how can I best serve you through who I am, what I do, where I go, where I live? See, Manoah, Samson's father in Judges 13, realizes his responsibility to raise the son that God was giving him. He realized that God was creating Samson for a purpose and entrusting him to raise Samson for what God was creating him to do. And it would be Manoah's responsibility to help equip Samson to be who God made him to be. So realizing this was a really big responsibility. Manoah doesn't research schools. He doesn't research scholarships. He doesn't go and find the best gym for Samson to train to become strong. Instead, he prays. He gets on his knees before the Lord and says, Lord, please let the man of God come back to us again and give us more instructions about this son who is going to be born. Manoah went before the Lord and asked for instructions on how to raise the son that God was going to give him. But then he goes further. The angel of the Lord comes to instruct him, specifically asking him, now, when the word comes to pass, what shall the boy's mode of life and his vocation be? He not only asks how to raise Samson according to God's standards, but he also asks God, what have you created him to be and do? So I ask you the question. Have you ever gone before the Lord and asked him? Have you asked him, Lord, what have you created me to do? What have you created me to be? Lord, what have you created my kids to do? What have you created my kids to be? Lord, what should I do for work? Lord, what should I do with my time? Who should I spend my time with? What should I spend my money on? How can I best serve you, Lord, through who I am, through what I do and through where I go? If you're a parent, are you encouraging your child in who God made them to be? Or are you pushing them towards what the world's definition of a successful future is? Are you permitting them to explore the God-given gifts and talents, or only what you deem as important? Have you helped them to identify the gifts or talked about how who God made them to be can have an eternal impact on the kingdom? Or even have you considered these things for yourself? So maybe today you find yourself excited about your future. Maybe you find yourself fearful and scared and terrified of your future. And maybe you find yourself pushing your kids into something in different directions. But however you find yourself today, have you gone before the Lord like Manoah and asked God, your Creator, what have you created me to do? What have you created me to be?